Hello, my name is Juan-Carlos Verastegui and this video is about my healing journey. About 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with a debilitating and painful condition known in mainstream medicine as Ankylosing spondylitis. I was living 24/7 with pain in the major joints, stiffness, inflammation, and back in the time I was living in New York City and I was visiting the best rheumatologists in town, and they basically put me on Celebrex all day long, which are basically NSAIDS, and I graduated from there to biological medications like Humira that I put shots in my stomach that will bring down the reaction of my immune system. That helped a lot with the pain, but I always asked the doctors, what's going on with me? Why is it that we need to bring down the reaction of my immune system? And the answer was, Juan-Carlos, we just don't know. Your immune system just went crazy. We're just trying to bring it down. That answer sparked something in me and triggered something in me to search for truth. Something inside me knew that this couldn't be the right answer, that there was something more. So what I did is I explored further methods. I started a journey to see what's out there, what else is there to heal myself. So I ended up in the hands of a great and amazing integrative medicine and holistic doctor in New York City. And what he did is he started trying to balance my gut. So he put me on a lot of supplements, herbs, a very strict diet, and some antifungals that will bring my microbiome back to better balance to where it was. That helped a lot, to the point that I was able to give up the Celebrex and give up the Humira, and the pain was reduced dramatically, except for the fact that I was still sensitive to most of my foods and to most of the things that I was breathing around, those chemicals. Each time I was exposed to that, the pain will come back. So I kind of try to manage living in a bubble, not being exposed to a lot of foods. I was having very, very little foods that were safe for me, and not being around odors and chemicals, so that I wouldn't be in pain. That lasted for about 4 years. Until then, something in me said, let's find why am I so sensitive. And I ended up in the hands of a great doctor in Santa Fe, New Mexico. He created a treatment that would desensitize people. What he does is he takes the antigens and he dilutes those antigens to the trillion or even weaker dilutions. So what they put basically on you is just energy. They go either through shots or to drops under the tongue. And it's called low-dose allergen therapy. I tried it for about a year and it wouldn't work, and then starting on the second year, it kicked in and it was amazing. Finally, I was pain-free and I was not sensitive at all to foods or chemicals anymore. My sensitivities were gone. I was back up and running. Now, this party lasted about 3 years, because then I was exercising in the fitness center and I was weightlifting, and I had an injury in my lower back. I cracked something in my spine that got me into the ER, but right after that, the LDA, the low-dose allergen therapy, stopped working suddenly. And it wouldn't work anymore, and the doctor told me, you know what, there's no correlation between just an injury, a sports injury, and the dose. It should have been a bad dose. So I tried the doses again a couple of times, but each time I tried it again, it made me worse. The pain came back even worse than before. The sensitivities came back worse than before. I wasn't able to bend down. I was getting migraines, symptoms very close to the symptoms of Lyme disease and mold sensitivities. So there was something even worse going on back in the time. I decided to switch and try the close cousin of LDA, which is LDI, low-dose immunotherapy, created by a great doctor in Hawaii. What he does is he adjusts the doses, the dilutions of the antigens, and he also tries new antigens to see how can he get to your core optimal dose, and that way clear the sensitivities. I tried that for about 1.5 years with him, but we got no results, unfortunately. We were diluting and diluting, and each time I put a dose on me, it made me even worse, to the point that it was so hard for me to continue working and staying in my corporate job back in the time. I tried also acupuncture and different healing methods, and nothing was working. So I thought I already was scratching the bottom and nothing was working for me. My next step was just to pray and I prayed a lot. And I asked God, please show me how to heal. I know inside me that I can heal. And that's how I discovered what I believe is the best kept secret, not only in energy medicine or in medicine, I believe it's in the best kept secret in the healthcare industry. And this is called quantum techniques. And before I tell you about how I heal with quantum techniques, let me tell you what quantum techniques is about. Quantum techniques is an advanced form of energy medicine that is based on the principle that what the body can see, the body can heal, no matter what it is. From the minor common cold to the worst chronic autoimmune condition. What if the body can see it, the body will heal it. We've all been granted with a healing intelligence that can shine the light through our body, see what's going on, and starts a healing process, no matter what it is. The caveat is that for that light to shine all over your body, our circuit breakers need to be all connected, one after the other one throughout our body. And those circuit breakers are our organs, glands, and tissues that work as circuit breakers. But they're blocks. They're typically blocks that cut those connections and that block those connections, and then the body and the healing intelligence cannot see everything that's going on. Those typical blocks are toxins that we eat, that we touch, that we breathe, or that go through our skins, like vaccines, injections, anesthesia, or bites, right? There's the other level of toxins that are the frequencies of pathogens, such as viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungus, mycoplasmas, and others. And then the most important, I think the most important ones, because they are important for permanent healing, the non-physical toxins such as toxic emotions, patterns, beliefs, past trauma, that have put our body into fight or flight states and have put our organs, glands, and tissues into fight or flight state instead of putting that into healing state. Those toxins or those blocks can also interrupt that circuitry that we need for that light to shine in the body. The way quantum techniques find these blocks is through remote muscle testing. Basically, the practitioner does the muscle testing on himself or on herself, and it connects to the quantum field on the phone through the voice of the client, and it starts communication with the client's subconscious. The subconscious mind of the client is able to see everything that's going on in the client's body. And through muscle testing, the practitioner starts finding out, one by one, every single of the blocks that is not letting the whole light shine in the body and see what's going on, and where are those blocks located in every single part of the body. Let me just say that the quantum techniques team has perfected the method of muscle testing to avoid common shortfalls in the history of muscle testing, such as meridians reversals, toxins interruptions or interferences, or external energies interferences in the muscle testing. That way they ensure a very accurate muscle testing. So going back, once the practitioner finds everything that is blocking healing, then the practitioner uses a tapping technique that touches on some specific acupuncture points, so that it will give instructions to the body to start clearing whatever has been found. And then the body starts clearing, just like that. No devices, no software, no homeopathic medications, no LDA, no LDI, no nutraceuticals. It's just true healing when the body finds what's blocking, and just by telling the body, go clear it. So that for me was amazing. I loved it. So basically what quantum techniques does, they do not address the symptoms, or they do not treat the symptoms. The quantum techniques technique, to call it that way, what they do basically is they address the root causes. What is inside of us that is blocking our true healing? So because of the very advanced scanning capabilities and methods that this technique has, the quantum techniques team is sought after by people with very difficult to treat chronic conditions and with very difficult to treat pain that have not found answers in mainstream medicine or in alternative healing methods, right? common patients or common clients are those who, like me, who had ankylosing spondylitis, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Lyme disease, and even there's a new stream of patients with cancer that are being helped a lot by the Quantum Techniques team, so they can find all the blocks and get the body back into full healing state. Now I can tell you about my healing journey with Quantum Techniques. Basically what they found right away in the middle of my pain is that my detox system had shut down back in the time. It was running at about 10% capability when an optimal detox system should run between 80 and 100%. It took me about 3 sessions to get my detox system up and running. And the cool thing is that I could see the results in the first 24 hours after each session. I could feel my body detoxing right away. Once my detox system was back up and running, then the next phase was to address, number one, the fact that most of my organs, glands, and tissues were in fight or flight state. How do we put them 100% into healing state? That took about 4 sessions, because you have to go one by one and start treating the organs, glands, or tissues, find what the blocks are, the physical and non-physical blocks, so they start coming into healing mode. And then between sessions, of course, you have to allow the body time to start healing. I mean the true healing. And then after that, the final phase was to address my sensitivities. All the physical and non-physical blocks on why did I become sensitive to most of the foods or to most of the chemicals, right? So by now I can say that finally I'm healed from my autoimmune condition, from my sensitivities, and from my chronic pain. And I'm so happy and glad to talk about this. Basically, just to let you know, during the last year, while I was being treated with Quantum Techniques, I learned to muscle test on myself and on others, just so I could help heal myself faster and better. And I also learned from the practitioner all those techniques just by listening. And I started trying that on myself, but also on friends and families. Being able to help them heal right away. Minor things such as common colds, throat infections, stomach infections, some depression, some anxiety, just gone by that right away. It was amazing, right? To the point that I really started enjoying it, and I decided to certify myself into this. So I'm finally a level 2 certified practitioner for Quantum Techniques. And I started helping other people. I've been helping people with Lyme disease, with lupus, with psoriasis, and I'm helping 2 kids, which is the one thing that I enjoy the most. 2 kids that the mainstream medicine have told them, this is how far we can go, you're on your own. One is a little kid of 2 years old who has microcephaly and who still needs her school and her brain to catch up in growth so that she develops her cognitive functions appropriately. And the other one is a 15-year-old kid who has muscle dystrophy. And we are treating energetically the genetic mutations so that his body starts producing dystrophin again, and he can come back to full healing. So those are just some examples of what I'm doing, helping people. If you need more information about this, I will be very glad to spend a few minutes with you on the phone to answer any questions you might have, or to just provide any advice that you might have about this amazing technique. I believe this technique is unique and it's going to help a lot of people like me and a lot of people like you. You can find me on Facebook. My name is Juan-Carlos Verastegui. Again, Juan-Carlos Verastegui, Verastegui. You can message me there, send me a private message. I often look at my private messages, even though we are not connected in Facebook. I will look at them and I'll reply them. And we can talk then, right? In general, about what I'm doing today to just keep my health steady and myself, my body in a loving state, I have some mindfulness practices, right? I meditate every day. I do some contemplation. I play the Indian American flute. Music is a great medicine. It has great healing vibrations for all of us. So I recommend that highly. I exercise. I'm doing some yoga practices and I eat yummy food now. I eat a very nice Ayurvedic diet that I love and that I can provide to any request. But I also eat some meat whenever I go out with friends, so I don't have like very strong restrictions on that. So that's what I'm doing today. My message for the community is that there is hope, that we were created with the power to heal ourselves from absolutely anything. All we need is to open our minds and go beyond what conventional medicine or science have led us to believe. That is what the first step is, and that's all what it takes to take that first step. The next step, once you are there, is to open our hearts, to let the true healing power and the true light that we've all been granted with shine in our bodies and in our energy fields, and fully heal the right way, the true way. So the final message is pay for your healing, sharing, keep caring, and let's continue healing together.